There is a snake living in there. Saw him a couple days ago. And I want to plant these tomatoes. I put a lot of work into this earlier, and then no one followed through. So I have to do it. But the good thing is I've got my snake shoes on, so I'll be fine. Well, there he is, and I'm lucky I didn't get him too bad or anything. I was going real slow. So how do you know if there's just one or a bunch? I need him to move so I can plant, and then he could just come back. I wonder if I could just move him all together. Ever seen the video of that kid that... Oh, that answers that. It's funny because after here, I go to see a kid who's behind in rent. And I gotta tell him to leave. It's eviction day. Oh, that's... no. I put onions in here and they were... oh, there's one now. They were growing. Poor onion. Alright. I'm hoping that that guy was just passing through and he didn't set up a home, and, you know, we'll know if the mail starts coming for him. Well, no luck. This is another one. So apparently I've like opened up a condominium or something. It's kind of a bummer. He's going the wrong way too. I don't really know much about snakes. This is a channel about all the things I don't know about. Meaning the videos are just not gonna stop. There's endless stuff I haven't even covered yet. Well, I couldn't find that second snake. I gave him a little time to run away. And I shoveled over to the right here. He was over there somewhere. So I guess he went deeper, which is fine. I just need this area here. But you know what? I brought up that kid that I have to go and tell him to move out. Now you're thinking, well, how do you go about this? Do you file papers? Well, generally filing papers is kind of a waste of time because you're trying to get money out of people that don't have money. Or that's the way the judge is going to see it anyway. You're the landlord. You're rich beyond comparison. You have more money than you could possibly even count. But the people that don't pay the rent and go out, have parties and things like that, they don't have much money. So the system works on the backs of the landlord. Landlord's supposed to be as patient as possible, and eventually the system will evict the tenant. You know, that could be 6 months, could be longer. There are horror stories. Horror stories are usually when a landlord's doing something silly and not understanding his or her role in society. Kind of like when someone gets in trouble with the law and the judge knows that this person is going to get out, that whatever crime they did, they're just going to be out. Oh, look, there's our friend. Speaking of lawyers, and off he goes. You think maybe the two of them can communicate with each other, because one went this way, the other one that way. So they're somewhere over there. I wonder if they're getting together. Here's the other thing that we should be wondering about, or perhaps I should be wondering about. What if those are the little tiny snakes, like the kittens of the world, so to speak. And there is a big mama cat snake around here somewhere coming for me. Let's get back to pleasant things, evicting people. Anyway, as I was saying, is it's imagine if the judge sees someone in front of him that's broken into a house again or something like that, and the judge knows that this is just going to cost taxpayers a lot of money because nothing's going to come of it. We're going to have case after case, and then the charges will be reduced or even dropped, right? And the victim, the things were stolen from, they'll get over it. Sometimes they have insurance, sometimes they don't. Anyway, that's what a judge is doing. They're judging. So what the judge will do is set a very high bail. And that bail works as you got to hire a bail bondsman and you're going to pay him 10%. So your real crime and penalty works like this. You committed the crime. The judge knows they can't really put you in jail for it, no matter what it is, how severe it sounds. Let's save this guy. So he puts up a high bail, and you are forced to pay 10% of that bail. You know, $10,000. You're going to be coming up with $1,000 cash for the bail bondsman, and basically that's it. That's the way the system works. Well, getting back to our kid, I like the guy, but he spends his time telling me about what he's going to do, not what he has done. And then he says he can't get a job. I've even got him signed up for one job, and he said he went through all the background check and everything and nothing. So that may be the case, may not be the case. But while I'm recording this, we are probably, as a nation, setting records for the most employers desperately seeking helpers. And this guy isn't Mr. IT, where, you know, has a family of 4 and needs a specific paycheck. Nah, not at all. This guy is just on his own, young guy, full of strength, and full of ways to avoid paying rent. So he basically, I mean, he's worked jobs at Best Buy, and then he works a job at like Burlington Coat Factory. These aren't high-paying jobs. To replace a job like that, there's tons of them out there. So I'm gonna go to him with some printed out paper, which wasted a lot of my time, probably 2 hours already, and that's really bad. But anyway, wasted my time there, and I'm gonna simply say, you need to leave. You need to just man up and go somewhere else, because we know you're taking advantage. And I got other people that could come in, and I need the money. I truly need it. I've got bills from other tenants that ran away during the, what do they call it, the chicken flu? I call it the West Nile virus, bird flu. But they ran away, and I paid all their bills. Well, I paid all their bills and then didn't pay some of my own, so I've now got to pay my bills. Next step, manure. I have a lot of it. The tenants speak it in gallons, bushels. This is, the city picks up leaves, and then they turn them, and then once a year they share those leaves with us. They'll give them out. So I grabbed some. Yuck. So, I have no idea how to plant these things. I understand that they should have been planted a long time ago, and because of the height, I'm supposed to bury them about here. But the sawmill only cuts 6 inches here. So, at the most, I could plant like 8 inches deep. Poor tomatoes. They had a chance with other people, but With me, not so much. Hey, remember that lawnmower? The one we were putting together? Oops, cicada. It is working very well. In fact, see the grass? It's working very well. It doesn't have safeties on it yet. That's because it came that way. And I need a couple more parts. I haven't found that yet. Wheels aren't the greatest, but it's working. You know, it's good enough for me to use. I can't lend it to someone else because it doesn't have safeties. You know what? You want me to give it a spin? Show you? No, please, not another lawnmower video. Spare thee. Pretty happy with this. My thinking is I have $10 and some odd change in the oil. You might remember a couple days back I was boiling the oil that's used for the hydros. My thinking is to drain that oil out again and boil it again, because, well, it was kind of fun. And I've talked to a bunch of people, none of whom are experts, and they say that the boiling is not going to hurt the motor oil, which is designed to go into diesels, which are probably running pretty hot. The other thing I was thinking about is this thing doesn't get the same abuse that a diesel engine would give it. It's just those two pumps. Okay, I like lawnmowers, but I shall not bore thee any longer. Alright, I've got a full 30-gallon trash can full of this yucky leaf stuff. And here's my thinking. If I lay these out the way I'm going to park them, that should make it look like I know what I'm doing. That's my theory. If you look like you know what you're doing, you can get away with a lot in this world. Oh, a little update on our guy that didn't want to pay the rent. He just had his excuses, how he can't find a job and stuff. He said by text that he'll look into homeless shelters. Now, I don't respond I don't respond to stuff like that. I respond in a way that I could say the same words in front of a judge. So I didn't text back, yeah, right. And I didn't text back, oh, poor you. Didn't do anything. I just continued on with, how about I come over tomorrow with the maid and take a look and see if we need to do any cleaning. And then I can get appointments started for the day after. How's that sound? The truth is he's once again said what he's going to do. I'm going to look into homeless shelters. Yeah, right. He's gonna go play video games. Okay, now, tomatoes, they can't live this close together, right? It sure kind of looks nice, though. I wish there was someone here that knew anything about gardening. Alright, I'm just going to try it like that. Any snakes? Here, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I think it looks good. Alright, I'll put one each one of them in as deep as I can, and give them some water and wish them well. I officially do not know how to do this. Go away, bug. I'm making these little pockets because as a landlord I know a lot about leaky roofs. I know how water goes. I poked little holes near the plants, like here's a good one, so that the water would pool a little bit until all this settles down. The base is made out of a manure. Underneath that I had leaves. I even had cardboard so the grass wouldn't pop through. And then what we just added was last year's leaves. And then I mixed that in. But this is still kind of manure, which makes me think, why am I touching it when I don't need to touch it? See, it's like the old saying goes, you can bring horse manure to a carpenter, but it doesn't make him any smarter. I hope these plants work out. This is my favorite, the runt of the litter. I think he'll do the best. These big guys, I'm a little worried that like they weren't planted soon enough. Hey, you know, if this is boring, I fixed 2 other lawnmowers and then I fixed a 3rd one. You want me to show you that 3rd one I fixed? No, master, not the 3rd mower. Not the 3rd switch, master. Okay. Let's go talk to a tenant.